Year 1, this is the Thursday the 14th English and it is the 4th day of the Snail and the Whale. If you have just joined us, then that is absolutely fine, but you will just need to watch the Snail and the Whale, which is on BBC iPlayer. If you're carrying on, then great. Right, let's get started. Okay, so this is your warm-up like we've been doing every single day. Now this time it's a bit different because before I was asking you to put on your detective glasses and to rewrite the sentence and spot the mistake, but this time you are going to do a reading activity and spot the adjectives. Now remember, an adjective describes an object, which is called a noun. So for example, good thing I wear dresses every day, isn't it? Floral ones. So my dress is black, it is white, it is floaty, it is clean. So those are adjectives that are describing the dress, which is the noun. So what I'd like you to do is read through this small section of the story and try and spot the adjectives. So it says, this is the tale of a tiny snail. There's a word there that's describing the snail. And a great big grey-blue humpback whale. Now, there's quite a few words describing the whale there. And then this is a rock as black as soot. Something's describing the rock. And this is a snail with an itchy foot. There is a word there that's describing the foot. So if you pause the video here and then find the adjectives and write those ones down. And then when you're ready, unpause me and we'll move on to the next section. Okay, so parents and carers, you might be thinking, what is chunk 1? But hopefully the children will be able to tell you. So year 1, we have got chunk 1 here. So that means today you're going to be writing chunk 1, chunk 2, and chunk 3. So by the end of this English lesson, you will have written 3 sentences. So we're thinking about the beginning of the story, okay? And we're going to rewrite the beginning of the story, but think of our own adjectives. So I'm going to read this communication in print at the bottom here. It says, this is a tale of a something snail and a something humpback whale. So you've got 2 question marks in that sentence, and where those question marks are is where you are going to need to put your own adjective. Okay, think about all of the ones that you did yesterday and the day before. So this is the tale of a something snail. Think about how you could describe the snail. Okay, the snail was sitting on that rock. He was looking quite excited. You could think about how the snail is looking or how the snail is feeling and put your adjective there. And then the next bit, and a something humpback whale. Okay, so you could think again how you could describe how maybe the whale looks. I mean, he's a giant whale, isn't he? Or you could think about how the snail was feeling. Now, somebody in school, I'm going to give you a good word here, said that the snail was adventurous because he absolutely was in the story, wasn't he? He was going everywhere and it didn't matter whether he was going through rough sea or peaceful sea, he was still going on an adventure. So it could be an adventurous humpback whale. So you're going to need to pause the video here and rewrite that sentence, but where those question marks are is where you are putting your own adjective. Okay, so pause me here and write chunk 1, and then when you're ready, unpause me and we will write chunk 2. Okay, chunk number 2. Again, we are using adjectives. So this whole lesson today, we are thinking about adjectives. So I will read the communication in print for you, and then we'll look at those question marks and what they are, what we might want to put there. Okay. The snail sat on a something rock and looked out at the something sea. So the snail sat on a something rock and looked out at the something sea. So where that question mark is, it comes just before rock. So rock is the object, rock is the noun. So the snail sat on a something rock. Think about how you could describe that rock. Maybe think of the colour of the rock, maybe think of the feel of the rock. I'm not sure a rock would be smooth like your skin might be, or smooth like a tabletop would be. So think about how you could describe that rock. And then it says, and looked out at the something sea. So you're going to have to think back to the beginning of the story. You might even want to have a quick look on BBC iPlayer. What was the sea like at the beginning of the story when the snail was sat on the rock? Okay, was it a rough sea? Was it a calm sea? Was it a wide sea? Was it a deep sea? So think about what that sea was like at the beginning of the story and then put your adjective where that question mark is there. So you will need to again pause me here and rewrite that sentence with your own adjectives, and then unpause me and we will finally do chunk number 3. Okay, here we go. So chunk number 3, the final part of our English today, just like we do it in school. So again, you've got another sentence here and you have got question marks for where you need to put your adjectives, your describing words. So here we have got the something snail jumped on the tail of a something whale. Okay. We should have some good words to describe the snail. You might want to think about how the snail is feeling. You might want to think about how the snail looks. Okay, so especially how is that snail feeling before he jumps onto that whale? Okay, I reckon he's feeling quite excited. So the something snail jumped on the tail of a something whale. So you are going to put in the adjectives for those question marks. If you want to really challenge yourself, you could add a word after jumped as well. So for example, you could say the stripy snail jumped excitedly on the tail of a giant whale. So I added the word excitedly after jumped because that is how the snail jumped onto the whale. Okay, he jumped excitedly, ready to go onto the adventure. The snail jumped happily on the tail of a giant whale. Okay, he was happy and ready to go on his adventure. Okay, so you could extend yourself if you wanted to. So you will need to pause the video here and you will need to write that third chunk. And then actually you'll need to stop the video here because then you'll be uploading your picture to Portfolio. Okay, sorry that was a slightly longer one today, year 1, but I look forward to seeing your writing. You are amazing at doing chunks of writing and you are brilliant at using communication in print. So I look forward to seeing all your work and I will be with you for tomorrow's video. Okay.